Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning Abdullah and the secret of the Kabbalah. You see, if this video finds you, it is because this message is to be conveyed to you. When you check out the scheme of things, when it comes to spirituality, they have never incorporated a black man in the scheme of things. They have always tried to put people from India, China, and the rest of the world on a pedestal when it comes to spiritual science. However, if you know anything at all about Africa, you would realize that Africa have always had a secret science. And so, black people or melanated people never had any religion. Religion was given to them by the white oppressors. And that is why up to this day, the secret science still lives in our DNA. That is why I've been offering a course that is quite affordable on my Patreon. That is called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that, a bonus course on self-concept. You see, this Inner Sun Science and Technology, I actually call it Darshan Yoga. Divine Order of Black Technology, Innovation of Nature. That's what it really means. They took the secret science, they actually stole it. And they create a whole nation out of stealing that knowledge. And they put it in what they call the Zohar and so on. And they call it Kabbalah. And they turn around and give black people an idol to worship. So they take the true understanding of mind science, whereby the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. But without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And they take that book and give black people an esoteric understanding of that book of mind science. And where they get the idea and the pattern from. They got it from all the books that was there before. After they plunder and looted all of Africa, burned the libraries. But our ancestors have always kept the secret of the science, the Inner Sun Science. Right within our bodies. And so all of the writing that was left on what they call the hieroglyphs and so on, it is just basically a pattern of our DNA and what is downloaded in our psyche. Some people refer to that kind of download as the Akashic record. But when you come to remembrance, it is when you will awake out of the dream and awake out of the sleep and realize the secret of the Kabbalah have always been within you, and it have nothing to do with these fake people who lives in Israel, all these European people, these Ashkenazi people who came over, plunder and conquer as they did throughout all the islands. That is why Neville was born in Barbados. Actually, Neville was the son of slave masters who owned slaves. And up to this day, they own slaves in the islands. As a matter of fact, they run the biggest business in my country. But the younger generation would not know. Got to change the name, and right now they call it curries and hazels and so on. But many people didn't know when it started in Barbados as the Goddards and Sons. Okay? So, my brother and my sisters, this secret knowledge that has been passed down, even right now in my country, the people do not understand the trickery. They was given a holiday because they continue with the secret not knowing is a secret, and so they call themselves spiritual Baptists. And the prime minister whose ancestry you can trace all the way back to Europe, he told them that he's going to give them a holiday because they were persecuted and so on. But when you ask the people, as a matter of fact, I did go around for years and asking the people, why were they persecuted? They cannot tell you why they were persecuted. They only could tell you that they were persecuted. It's just like these Ashkenazi people who are telling you about the Holocaust, but they're not telling you why. Why someone wanted to destroy all of them. And so, even right now with what is happening in the Middle East, unaware and people who are not self-realized, who are melanated, they are giving their energy away to these vampires and thinking that if they speak on behalf of Israel, that they will be blessed. Not knowing they are giving Israel a blessing while they accept a cursing because they are worshiping an idol. They're looking outside of themselves. And these are the same people who put on the money, US dollar, in God we trust, because they know there is a God within. And when I speak about God, I'm speaking about the very essence that is speaking to you right now. That's what I'm talking about. The all-knowing, all-powerful, omnipotent intelligence that you have, that you're giving away. Because no one can take it from you by force. And so you've been given a choice. So, to cut a long story short, I remember a white man who interviewed me just to ask me basically one question. And the question was who Abdullah was referring to, or who Neville was referring to, when he said that Abdullah said to him that he was 6 months late and that the brothers told him that he was coming. Remember I talk about Neville Wikipedia was removed and they hid certain things when they removed the Wikipedia and put back certain things and so on. Okay. But all these men who was owning plantations, they have always kept certain secret. And they passed on the secret from lip to ears to their generation. And then they get our people involved in secret societies. And they make them house slaves. People who have sell themselves short because they block themselves from getting connected to their ancestors and to understand the real secret of the real Kabbalah. And I'm just using that word for you to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, but with all the wars and all the propaganda and all the things that they've been doing, it's only those who have eyes to see would see, and those who have ears would hear. While the ignorant, brainwashed, delusional ones would be having group prayer. Just this morning I had to delete something on my phone where they had some sort of Central America group prayer. And I know the kind of bullshit and foolishness that they're on, so I delete it. I don't want to be in a group chat with any foolishness. And so these people in the Middle East who call themselves chosen, they have unaware, brainwashed, melanated people saying that they are chosen and denying themselves and giving them their power. So they have always been like mosquitoes sucking your blood. They have always been like vampires sucking on your energy. They depend on the energy of the people who brainwash in Africa and the Caribbean and all around the world to stand with them. But those of us who have wake up and who are more aware, we know the serpent, the snake. I'm not talking about the serpent that is on the two pole that they use in hospitals and so on, that represents healing and dealing with the backbone and deal with the cerebral spinal fluid. I'm not talking about that. Okay? And so when you come to self-realization, you definitely crush them under your feet. Because you see the hypocrisy, you see the lies. And all the foolish people who think some man gonna come from the sky to save them. And they look for a savior and a mediator. They're denying their own power. All the people who are saying, oh, fulfillment of prophecy. Yeah. The vehicle you drive, that's fulfillment of prophecy. The money you use, that's fulfillment of prophecy. The clothes you wear, all these things are fulfillment of prophecy. If you understand your psyche, and if you understand that it is your own thoughts that creates your reality and creates your personality, for as a man thinketh, in the subconscious, in the invisible, so shall it be established in the visible world. So up to this day, our people still under systematic slavery. And the children of the slave masters continue to rule over them. But not until they have a real Abdullah, a real messenger, and you hear that messenger, that you would be delivered. Okay? So, those of you who find this video and looking for Abdullah and want to find more information about Abdullah, you have to ask Neville Goddard, what is Abdullah? What is Abdullah's surname? You see, just like the characters in the Bible, they have no surname. This Abdullah that he speak about, he has no surname. He only saying that he come from Ethiopia and so on. But you know the knowledge still lies in Ethiopia. And only people from certain bloodline could understand it. Because it is a secret language. It's a language of symbology. That is why many people have asked me if I belong to Freemasonry and so on. No, I'm not, child. This that I'm expressing has always been in my DNA and would always be in your DNA. It just needs to be activated. So my brother and my sister, I can go on and on and on, but definitely going to come to a close, and I would like to see your response and hear what you have to say and things that you would like for me to speak on, because I would definitely like to get this channel to expand in a great way. And so if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you and if it resonates with you and you want more of this, you can also check out my other channel, okay, called Black Mad Guru. And you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on TikTok at Black Mad Guru also. And if you want to get my books, the links are all down below. Also, if you want to be a part of my Patreon community and get the course, okay, of the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously, and a bonus course on self-concept, that is also available to you on my Patreon. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one with me, you can definitely do so by dropping me an email, and we can set up a one-on-one, and whether is it WhatsApp or on Zoom, whichever platform you choose, okay, just reach out to me and I'll send the link to you concerning the agreement, okay, that we must come to before that could be possible, okay. Also, if you choose not, but you want to take a route whereby it might be more affordable for you, you can check me out on an app called Faithia. Okay, the links is down below also. And on Faithia, there's a lot of religious leaders and teachers and so on there. But I took the opportunity for you to listen to them and also listen to what I am teaching. And you will know who is teaching with authority and who is not teaching like the scribes and Pharisees. One who is not teaching from a religious and superstitious mentality. Okay, that's why I'm teaching you how to understand the Bible esoterically, metaphysically, psychologically. And I'm pointing you to look inwardly, not outwardly. Okay, so if you want to do a one-on-one with me there, you can reach out to me there. Okay, so my last encouragement to you is to just make sure that you check out all of the links that are down below, and definitely let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.